Your housing expenses looking as unruly as my beard. Maybe we should trim it up a little bit. What's up, buddy? It's your money buddy, Joe. Guys, I am super pumped. This week we're kicking off talking about the big three expenses: housing, transportation, and food. On this video today, we're gonna be kicking it off with housing. Housing takes up about 33% of our income on average. That's 1/3 of our money going to where we lay our head. If we can make changes to this one area, we can really up our savings rate so that we can ultimately reach financial freedom. My first tip is to move to a cheaper place. Location, location, location. So we decided to move to Atlanta in 2014 to begin my film career. When my wife and I started looking for a place to live within the city limits, we found it was real expensive. We decided to look outside the city, OTP, and just by moving outside of the city limits, we ended up saving around $300 to $400 per month compared to the average small apartment in the city. Most of the time, you can definitely find housing much cheaper outside of the city. If you're living in a more expensive place like New York, LA, Seattle, moving outside of the city could move your savings from hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars. But what if you just gotta live in the city and you can't move to a cheaper location because of work or whatever other reason? Consider moving in with family or friends, or getting roommates. Having free or heavily reduced rent could definitely be a huge savings game changer. For me, moving in with family is kind of a last resort. I definitely recommend it maybe if you're very heavy in credit card debt or having trouble paying off them student loans. But would your parents even allow you to move in?
Hello?
Hey, can I move back in with you guys?
No.
If staying with family isn't an option for you, if you need to stay away from that family drama, then roommates could be a great option. Adding a second, third, fourth, or more roommates could dramatically cut down your housing costs. Using Atlanta as an example, if you live in the city and maybe have a 2-bedroom apartment, you might be spending close to $1,400 on the low end. Just by adding one roommate, you can cut your rent down in half. That $700 times 12 months is $8,400. You can put that in your emergency fund right there. You could pay off debt, or you could use it for investments. But what if you absolutely love the place that you're at? You don't want to move and you hate your friends and family. Then negotiate rent or refinance your mortgage. Not everything in life is negotiable, but rent is. If your rent's going up, or heck, even if it's staying the same, negotiating with your landlord a longer lease term may be able to help you save some money. If you're a great tenant, then that landlord would definitely love to keep you around, and they have security knowing that their place is not going to be vacant. A great tenant is usually always better than an awful tenant paying slightly more in the landlord's eyes. You might could offer the landlord something in return to drop the rent. Maybe you could bring them more tenants to fill their units. You could offer a service to help the owner's property. If you live on a farm, you might be able to take care of their livestock and gardens. Or you could just bake them some cookies. I'm a landlord myself, and if my tenants came at me with some baked cookies, who knows what kind of deal they could get away with. Hope my tenants aren't listening, but then maybe I'll get cookies. Last resort is you could drop to your knees and beg.
So great, Cucumber, please don't raise my rent. I beg you.
If you happen to own a home, refinancing might be the answer you're looking for. If interest rates have dropped a lot, like right now, like in this pandemic, you may want to look into refinancing. If you do, never lengthen the term of your loan, or better yet, keep it at least the same, or even better, shorten it. When comparing your current interest rate on your loan to maybe what you could get by refinancing, I would recommend at least looking for a 0.5% to a percentage drop. And if it's more, then that's even more of an incentive. Shortening the loan term or getting a better interest rate can give you big interest savings over the term of the loan. The downside with refinancing is that it does cost money up front. You have to get an appraisal, there's fees you have to pay your lender, but this can definitely help you save thousands and thousands of dollars not going towards interest on your loan. So if you're interested, call your lending officer and see if it makes sense refinancing your loan. Next up is house hacking. So the difference between having roommates, like I mentioned earlier, and house hacking is that in house hacking, you actually own the property. When you own the property, you have a lot more freedom to rent out your various spaces. You could do any sort of traditional leases for renting out spare bedrooms. You can use sites like Airbnb to rent out portions of your home, or even your whole home. Heck, if you have any sort of land, you can even set up a portion of your land for people to camp on Airbnb. Or you can just throw up a beautiful Airstream in your backyard. My wife and I eventually stopped renting ourselves and decided to buy a home so that we could take advantage of house hacking ourselves. The mortgage was the same as our rent, and we could start building our equity as well. Owning a home allowed us to rent out a spare bedroom on Airbnb. Some months the profits would pay half of our mortgage, and sometimes it would even pay our entire mortgage for the month. If you're thinking about trying hosting on Airbnb yourselves, I have a link in the description. Using the link, you get a sign-up bonus after hosting your first guest. For my last suggestions, now we're gonna get extreme. You can couch surf. Websites like COUCHSURFING.com basically allow you to live for free on other people's couches. You can take advantage of geo arbitrage. This is where you can travel to a completely new place, another state, another country, where you can take advantage of the cheaper costs of living there, where your money can stretch a whole lot further. For example, you can move to places like Thailand, Nicaragua, Panama, Colombia, and even some places in France, where you can live comfortably on $500 a month. If you have $6,000, you can live an entire year in one of these places. That's $6,000 a year. Thai iced tea on the beaches, Thailand, coming for you. You could also try woofing. Woofing is where you can live on an organic farm for free. To live on the farm for free, you have to trade working on the farm, but you're not just working all the time, you do get some time off, but you get a place to lay your head for free. You can woof across America, and you can even go to a ton of other countries and do it. Organic food, a place to lay your head, and cute animals for free. Or you can just live in your car like this guy. Maybe I could live in a Tesla Cybertruck. Or you can start that hashtag van life that you've been wanting to do. Whew! That is all I got for you guys. There's a lot more tips out there, but these are definitely some of my favorites to help get you saving a whole lot of money in housing. In the future, I'm thinking about doing a renting versus buying video. And if you'd like to see something like that, let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. If you want to jumpstart your investing journey, in the link in the description, I have a link to Robinhood, where you can earn 1 free stock by signing up. There's also a link to Webull, where you can get 1 stock for signing up, and another stock that could be valued up to $1,400 by depositing $100 into your account. Tune back in next week where we tackle saving on transportation, and I will see you later, buddy.